It began with a shocking headline blasting across every screen: Twitter hacked. Major verified accounts compromised. In one blink, global panic and disbelief swept over an online community that had once trusted its digital guardians. Imagine waking up to a world where the most influential voices online suddenly spoke words that were not their own. The digital realm had become a battleground, a new era where cybercrime was not just a technical problem but a manifestation of human vulnerability. In the early hours of that fateful day, breaking news visuals flashed across televisions, smartphones, and computers. Images of prominent names, from tech giants to political icons, were tainted by unauthorized messages promising Bitcoin returns. A single tweet read, "Send me $1,000 and I'll send you back $2,000. It was a promise too seductive to ignore for millions who believed it was real, turning trust into a currency more volatile than the digital coins it mentioned. Fear, confusion, and a sense of betrayal filled the air, making every ping and notification an alarm bell in a world already on edge. Behind the digital curtain, sophisticated systems designed to protect these verified accounts crumbled. The breach was not the work of an overseas cyber army, but the calculated manipulation of human error. Cybersecurity experts soon uncovered that the attack was orchestrated through a series of meticulously planned social engineering tactics. Instead of breaching the complex algorithms and fortified data vaults, the perpetrators exploited simple, all-too-human weaknesses. This was not a battle between robots and firewalls, it was a clash of cunning minds against unsuspecting trust. As the digital chaos unfolded, the FBI Cyber Division mobilized into action. Their investigation began in the eerie quiet of a command center lit only by the glow of computer screens and the intensity of unwavering determination. They traced unusual crypto wallets, mapping digital footprints hidden within the chaos. Each new lead, every Discord chat, and obscure server log pieced together the blueprint of a cyber heist that defied expectations. The digital trail led investigators down paths many never imagined, exploring the shadowy corners of encrypted messaging apps and examining hidden networks where criminal masterminds lurked. At the heart of this tangled web of deceit was one unlikely character, a 17-year-old from Florida, Graham Ivan Clark. While the world had always assumed that age was a barrier to operating at such a high level of sophistication, this teenager shattered every stereotype. With nothing more than his wits and a deep understanding of human psychology, he orchestrated one of the most audacious cyber attacks in history. Instead of using advanced coding or elaborate hacking tools, his weapon was social engineering, a skill that relies on understanding and exploiting human behavior. He found weaknesses in Twitter's internal processes and exploited them with a chillingly simple tactic: deceit. Graham's manipulation began with impersonating trusted IT personnel. He convinced Twitter employees that he was part of the internal team, someone who could be trusted with confidential details. His charm and confidence disarmed even the most vigilant. It wasn't about breaking into a fortress via the digital backdoor, his approach was both direct and cunning. His method was simple yet effective, a web of lies that directly exploited the fallibility of human judgment. It was a reminder that no system, no matter how sophisticated, is immune to the unpredictability of human error. In the wake of his actions, the term Twitter hack took on an entirely new meaning. The incident not only revealed vulnerabilities within one of the most trusted social media platforms in the world, but also sent shockwaves through the global cybersecurity community. The breach exposed critical gaps that many had ignored or assumed would never be exploited. The very foundations of digital security were called into question. As the investigation unfolded, the true magnitude of the attack became clear. The human factor was far more fragile than any encryption code or firewall designed to protect it. Hours turned into days as the FBI's relentless pursuit began revealing layer after layer of this intricate scheme. Digital evidence was painstakingly analyzed, and each piece of data brought investigators closer to the mastermind. The intensity of their investigation mirrored the urgency of a digital crisis that could redefine the way we approach cybersecurity. What had initially appeared as an isolated incident soon became a global lesson on the balance between technological advancement and the inherent unpredictability of human behavior. Amid the digital pandemonium, authorities finally zeroed in on Graham Ivan Clark. The young mastermind was no longer an abstract shadow but a tangible figure, a teenager whose methods had upended conventional wisdom about the limits of cybercrime. His arrest, executed within days of the hack's discovery, was both a triumph of modern cyberforensics and a stark warning to others who might seek to exploit the digital world's vulnerabilities. In a courtroom drama that captivated the world, his identity was laid bare, forcing us all to reconsider what we thought we knew about online security and the personalities behind digital deception. The investigation did more than just lead to an arrest. It laid bare the vulnerabilities that exist even in the most fortified systems. For tech enthusiasts and cybersecurity professionals alike, Graham's actions served as a wake-up call. It was a vivid demonstration of how easy it is to manipulate robust technological setups when human judgment is the weak link. The aftermath of the hack forced social networks to confront uncomfortable truths about their internal practices. In response, whispers of reforms and stricter regulations began to ripple within boardrooms and government agencies across the globe. Yet, as the dust settled over this chaotic incident, a deeper reflection emerged. The legacy of that day was not merely the exposure of a young criminal's audacity, but a profound question for all of us. How do we protect ourselves in an era where the digital and the human are so inextricably linked? When every tweet, every login, and every digital interaction holds the potential for manipulation, the need for vigilance becomes paramount. This saga of cybercrime challenged the notion that technology itself is to blame. Instead, it pointed the finger increasingly at the human element, the decisions, oversights, and vulnerabilities that every one of us carries. It urged us to understand that sometimes, the greatest hack is not the one that shatters encrypted systems, but the one that exploits the human mind. In the echo of those cascading fake tweets and digital deceptions, we are left with the chilling realization that trust is the most fragile line in our modern digital lives. As we reflect on the incident, the story of Graham Ivan Clark becomes a symbol, a cautionary tale about the profound implications of human error in a technologically obsessed world. His actions remind us that in a network of complex algorithms and digital fortresses, the human mind remains the most unpredictable variable. The convergence of crime, technology, and psychology in this case forces us to ask ourselves, are we too complacent? Are we ignoring the silent vulnerabilities that lie within each of us? This investigation, though it ended in the arrest of a teenage hacker, sparked a global dialogue. Traditional cybersecurity strategies, once considered unassailable, had to be reevaluated in light of this precarious balance between man and machine. Experts now advocate for enhanced employee training programs, multi-layered security protocols, and a renewed focus on the human factor. The case became a somber lesson that even in a world of relentless digital innovation, the simplest human errors can lead to monumental breaches. Slowly, as new measures were introduced and reforms discussed, the public began to grasp the broader implications of the hack. Social networks promised sweeping changes and tighter security measures, yet the incident had already etched itself into the collective consciousness. It served as a modern parable, but a real one, about the limits of trust and the pervasive threat of cyber exploitation. No longer could the digital world be seen as an autonomous realm untouched by human weakness. It was a mirror reflecting our own fallibilities. In these moments of reflection, the true significance of the hack crystallized. It was not merely a breach of Twitter's security, but an exposure of the silent gaps in our digital defenses. A single, brilliant, and deeply unsettling act by one teenager from Florida had unraveled a trust built over decades. It provoked a relentless re-examination of how deeply intertwined our lives are with the technology that connects us, exposing the cost of complacency in an increasingly digital society. Then, as the saga of deceit and revelation began to close, a clear message emerged. The greatest takeaway is a reminder that our vulnerabilities are personal as much as they are digital. Cybersecurity is not just about firewalls and encryption protocols, it is about the human choices we make every day. In our quest for innovation, we must not lose sight of the trust that underpins our online interactions. Sometimes, the greatest hack doesn't need a computer. It needs a human mind, capable of both brilliant innovation and devastating oversight. As the curtain falls over this dramatic episode, we are left with a lingering question: how do we secure our future when every human action could be the spark for the next digital storm? Stay vigilant online. Always verify requests for sensitive information and be cautious of offers that seem too good to be true.